Okay, thanks for joining me, all you beautiful people. We are starting on a new phase on the Hellcat. Right there, I've got the bracket for the new portal boxes that are going to be going the side by side. I got them mounted up. I had to take the original hubs off, and you can see one laying there on the floor. I had to take those in, and I had to get the bushings pressed out for the suspension upper and lower control arm on the rear to mount into. I want to say thank you to Flat Out Small Engines in Meadow Lake for supplying the press and the time to get that done for me. That does not go unappreciated. I thank you very much, boys. That's great. So I've got the new brackets here. What I've got to do is I've got to go ahead and I've got to get them mounted onto the machine. Just have to have a quick peek at the instructions that Super 8 TV has sent. There's a few pages, so I'm going to briefly thumb through those and see exactly what I need to do, and then we'll get to putting this thing together and hopefully get the portal boxes on it here today. So I was able to do some reading. It took me a while because I'm, well, not that smart. Anyway, so what I've figured out here is the Super 8 TV supplies you with these fancy recessed axle nuts that slide into the portal hub itself, into the housing. So those bad boys right there slide in, they secure the axle. I've got my upper tie rods in place, I got the lower in place, and then I've got their factory mounting hardware that they recommend that you install that comes with the kit. This is for the caliper, for the rear caliper. So we just got these bolts that go through that secure the portal itself to the hub. So I've got to tighten this one, got to get that one in, and then it's ready to start putting the new brake spindle or brake rotor on. I have to, the brake calipers, passenger to driver and vice versa, in order to get that to accommodate, get that all set up in place, and then it's just a matter of getting the tire mounted on. I'll mount the tire on, then I've got to run new brake lines. The brake lines that are on the machine are too short. They give you new ones, so then I will do that. So I'm going to get this buttoned up. I'll take a picture here in a minute of the portal all buttoned up, and we'll be good to go. And on to the next one. Actually, pretty easy install. A little daunting at first because there is a lot of shit at this end of the boxes, but if you know how to turn a wrench, and I don't really know how to turn a wrench, it ain't that hard. So we're getting a little bit closer. I've got the, or not the front, the rear caliper and everything on the Wildcat. I had to press the studs for the wheels. So currently right now, I've got this guy set up. It's sitting on the old wheel spacer. So I've got to take a hammer, tap those down, get them to seat into the wheel caliper itself, and then I'm going to get it mounted on the passenger side. I'm not quite ready for brakes yet, but I want to get it up in the air, get the tires on it, and then I can figure that out after the fact because I got to move lines and shit like that. So the priority for here right now, get this wheel rotor on, and then the tires on, and it's sitting on its natural ride height. So just going to take a socket right here, take my hammer, and give them a whack. Try not to smash my fingers in the process. Oh, fuck, boys! You want to talk about absolutely killer. Holy shit! Oh boy, I'm so fucking excited. I am so excited. This is badass. Like, absolutely badass. Back is done-ish. I got to do the brake lines. I got to do all that kind of good stuff. I got some gear oil in the portals. That's set. That's done. I'm basically wrapping it up here for tonight. What I want to do is I don't have a lot on the books for the body shop for stuff to do this week. So instead of me spending every evening out here for an hour, a couple hours a night not getting as much sun as I'd like to. I'm going to get it loaded up on the trailer. I'm going to haul it to town. And when I've got a free time during my 8-hour day, I'm going to work on it over lunch, get everything done. But holy shit. That is just freaking phenomenal. Phenomenal. As it sits right now, top of the box, nipple height, so it's not as big as I thought. The Elka is a little bit softer initially than I was thinking because they were bigger than the Fox, but it dropped down. It seems to be doing all right. So once I take it for a ride, I guess we'll find out the shock tuning and there. But look at that motherfucker. Work on my alignment a bit. That tire there, she's a little kicked out, but it's a tire width wider than what was on there. I'm happy. I'm so happy. This thing is going to be a freaking monster. So, all right, I'm going to cap it here. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm going to finish some shit up, and I'll talk to you soon. But anyway, that's the beginning. The back end is there. It's nearly done. Cheers, boys. Yeah. Okay, we're back. We're in town, and there she is. I got the front suspension basically all disassembled. Shocks are out. Yeah, so I'm ready to start putting on the new brackets, new portals, get a new shaft in the front because the last time that I drove it, I obliterated it. This is what happens when you're running fairly deep northern thick mud, 5 pounds of boost, and a Rhino 2.0. Took that out, blew the diff apart. Wasn't good. It was the very first hole. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna get this all kind of buttoned up. I'm gonna get the old stub shaft pulled out of the diff. Then I'll start buttoning up the brackets, get everything tied in, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned. Front portals are on. Just started to mount up the tires. Just got to make sure I've got some clearance here so you see how the brake lines are run. I'm going to be rubbing on that tire, so I got to get my little bracket hooked onto there to keep the brake lines from hitting. But other than that, we're good to go. All the hubs, brackets, brake caliper, all that kind of good stuff. That's all installed, so it's just a matter of buttoning up a few things, fill the boxes full of oil, and we'll be good to go. Start trying to do some clutch tuning after that. So here we are. Here it is. It's finally done. The Hellcat 2.0 has finally been completely reborn. Just want to do a quick walkthrough on exactly everything that's been done, what we did, and what do I expect. So let's get to it. Up front, we got Super ATV 6-inch lift, Super ATV 6-inch portals with a 30% gear reduction. My custom front end that I've done. Elka Stage 5 shocks, 36-inch ITP cryptids on 17-inch ITP Hurricane wheels. Going back, we've got the snorkel for the wastegate off the turbo. I've put on a Brown's Leisure Works turbo system, which should bring the machine to around 150, 160 horsepower. Snorkeled the air intake for the turbo up top. We've got the exhaust for the belt, intake for the belt, and belt blower. Got the shocks there, the belt blower. We've got the Razorback belt temperature on the inside. I've got my belt temperature, the fuel programmer, and then the boost gauge. Underneath, I've got a full Clarion system that I'd custom built the roof, custom built aluminum top roof. So we've got 4 6-inch component speaker system going on there, and then in the back we've got two 8-inch component Clarion Marine tower speakers, and that's it. That's basically the Hellcat in a nutshell. I gotta say, I'm absolutely stoked. I've taken it out twice already, kind of done a shakedown. Few small little things. The fuel line blew off initially. The tappet cover, one of the bolts came off. The thread got stripped out on it, so it started puking oil over the muffler. But other than that, it's been an absolute phenomenal machine. I'm so excited to finally get back into the side-by-side game, start providing you guys with some badass content. I've got some new cameras, I got a bunch of new shit. I lost some stuff on the last ride, so I've got some new stuff coming between the drone, the new cameras and stuff. It's gonna be badass. So here's to the beginning of a new year. Here's to us getting some amazing footage. And yeah, I've got a couple little wheeling clips from the weekend of nothing spectacular, nothing crazy with it, but hopefully you all enjoy. Cheers.